Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome. It's David Hodge. All right, brothers and sisters. The war taking place in the Middle East with Iran and Israel. It is getting intense. It is escalating, brothers and sisters. Israel has now launched fresh airstrikes on Iran's key missile and naval production sites. Strikes have also hit Tehran and other military facilities. They're trying to weaken Iran's ability to launch missiles. Iran is still attacking. They're firing missiles and drones across Israel and nearby countries. And the attacks are ongoing, even with Iran's missile arsenal being attacked. They're still not throwing in the towel, brothers and sisters. So, heavy fighting battle continues in Lebanon with over 1 million people displaced. This situation, this fight is causing the situation to become unstable and close to collapse. More countries are being involved, are being pulled into this, brothers and sisters. Possible escalation, global. It says Russia is preparing to support Iran with drones in the oil and economy. Impact from Iran restricting access to the Strait of Hormuz. The oil prices remain high and unstable. The global markets are reacting with drops. And there's still talk of peace, which we know there will not be any peace. Iran is expected to respond to the U.S. peace, so-called proposal. But there's still a disagreement that exists heavily. People have been killed, important figures, family members, and such. There is no coming back from this, brothers and sisters. This war is escalating fast, spreading, and getting much worse. There is no end to this, brothers and sisters. There is no end to, there's no peace that's going to come from this, brothers and sisters. As you can see. Just a second, brothers and sisters. All right, here we go, brothers and sisters. We're getting started. All right, so let's take a look at what's taking place, brothers and sisters. Excuse me. They are in desperate need of this war ending. As you see, it's not going to end anytime soon, brothers and sisters. The ongoing conflict is rising. It's getting worse. Like I said, it's not going away. The time of unprecedented trouble is we're here. We're in it, brothers and sisters. We're in this time where intense darkness. We're in a time of intense darkness where uh, life as you know it is not about to be the same because this war is not going away. There's not going to be any peace treaties or any agreements or negotiations being done. You see, it's not going to. It's not. This is not about to be swept under the rug and go away. No, we know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to end with the defeat of the parties that is helping uh, Israel. So during this very time, brothers and sisters, this is the time where uh, Michael's and his angels go to war with the dragon and his angels, and Michael's angels become they're victorious. So Michael's angels is the God, Master Prophet Muhammad, and his angels is Iran and Syria. So you see Iran, they're involved. Then you got the House of Sod, the dragon, right, and his angels, which is American, Britain, and false Israel. See, so And what's about to take place is American Britain and the House side are going to be defeated, kicked out. American Britain going to be kicked out. False Israel isolated, put under siege. Boom. And at that very moment, things are going to change forever because that sets up the plan to get rid of false Israel, which is authority switch, which Iran and them are going to be victorious in taking over the Middle East and gaining access to the oil. And this will definitely be the beginning. Well, it's already an energy crisis, right? It's already stuff going on, but now this is going to speed things up. See, which is going to cause an economic collapse in America's system, which is coming here, brothers and sisters. You see, oil prices and gas prices are already surging, and you see stuff is getting worse, right, as you see it. But when this collapse happened, there'd be no food, no water, no oil, no gas. You see, social unrest, people freezing to death, not having any energy for heating in the dead of winter. So, can you imagine that? You see everything that's taking place over there, right? It says men's hearts will be failing them from fear. Means of men's hearts will be failing them from fear, meaning that their hearts will be failing from heart attacks. Men's hearts failing them from fear in the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth, coming here. What they see over there is coming here, way worse than any Great Depression, any world wars, anything that you know, the Holocaust. You see, worse than what you can think of and anything you see. You see, way worse than that, brothers and sisters. And what you're seeing over there, way worse than that. And that's bad, right? That's terrible. So, and that's coming here. You see, for the power of the heavens will be shaken. That's talking about what's going on over there. The people, those in power, American, Britain, false Israel, house side, power cut. You see? That's talking about that great, their authority switch. Now, God and his rod of iron, which is Iran and Syria, will be over the Middle East, and they'll have the authority, and they're going to do it. And they're going to be the ones in power. And that's the problem for America. No oil. In America, everything, they need their oil to thrive. Everything here is based off oil. It's ran off oil. You can't get nothing going without it. And this also caused a problem for their friends, the EU, NATO. Their friends become foes because during this time they're going to suffer the same thing. But Russia, Eastern Europe, they're going to have oil, so they're going to partner with Russia, and they're going to turn against EU, or the EU will turn against America. So America, all their friends are going to betray them, and they're not going to have any help from anyone. You see, and they're going to be everything that you see over there will be coming over here. See, people starving to death, people dying, people getting killed, people building infrastructures getting blown up, people not having any food and water, anywhere to be, keeping you cool or keeping you hot. Excuse me, brothers and sisters, in the dead of winter while you're freezing to death. You see, and that's why we're here to tell you, so our people don't get caught up in this. So when this happens, you won't be in a total shock, and you won't suffer from those heart attacks. We want to reduce that from taking place, brothers and sisters. Reduce that from happening to you, because that's not due to you. That's not due to you. That's due to them. And we're telling you, hey, you don't have to go through that. You can come over here with this program, because this program that's actually designed for you. To black men and women of America, we have our own vision. It said people out of vision. Will perish. So we're telling you, give you the vision so you won't perish. But their idea and their plan is to make sure you perish along with them. And that's not planned for you. You see? So we're going into a hectic time, brothers and sisters, where you have to be sharp on your feet. You have to be disciplined. You know, you have to upload your mind, get rid of your old mind, the devil's mind, because it's not going to be successful. It's not going to be a successful tool to get out of here. You're going to need your mind, which is the Injil, uploading the Injil, having the spirit of Injil, doing your discipline, the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam, which is your protection, your power that you're going to need to be successful. So we have everything that you need, brothers and sisters. So feel free to reach out or keep tuning in and keep learning, keep listening, and start making motion towards doing what you need to do to save your life and your family's lives. Make that decision to improve in to improve or re-improve and make better your situation for where we're headed, so you don't get caught up in this attack that they have planned for us, and you end up in somebody's house chopped up, because that's where we're headed, brothers and sisters. We're headed to a time where, like I said, no food. Okay, so what does that mean for you, brothers and sisters? No food means that you're the first person on the dinner table. And let me tell you why. Because by law, you're 3/5 of a human, which classifies you as an animal, because it means you're not human. By law, they can eat you. And they already have people telling you that they'll eat their neighbors. In case, once these things happen, they'll haul up and cut their neighbors up and eat their neighbors. And I'm pretty sure they love their neighbors more than they love you, because their neighbors is more than likely look like them. That makes sense? The devil. So they're going to do that to their neighbors. What do you think they're going to do to you? And by law, they can eat you, which is, you see, that justifies their reason to do so. So brothers and sisters, this is another thing that we're implying, telling you, giving you heads up, giving you something that, you know, that you need to know. So you won't be in shock. You be ready. You be prepared in that manner. Because the only thing you can do is continue to prepare. Get in alignment of preparing for evacuation. We're getting the hell out of here. That's our vision. The Abraham covenant. It says we'll get out of here. We're going home. Back home. You see? It said we'd be here. It says that we would only be here for a temporary amount of time, and then we'll leave out. It never said we'd stay here. It said we'll leave out once after the 400 years of servitude and affliction. That's we'll be prepared to leave out, and we're going home as a reward of what we went through. So that's what we're here to do. Tell you about that. Tell you that you have a second option. You see, tell you that you don't have to perish because you have a vision. You can get rid of the American dream, which is totally against you anyway, because you're never going to thrive in it. And if you did thrive in it, I mean, you damn near killed yourself trying to do so, because you had to exceed your limits to do it, because it's totally against you, which means that your life, the quality of your life is probably terrible. You know, like I mean, you put yourself in harm's way and your health in harm's way. You probably I'm saying if you see original people doing well in this reality, they're suffering behind closed doors. Is what I'm trying to explain to you. But you see the demons; those are demons that's doing good in reality. That's balling out of control, got money, doing well on TV, on platforms. The people that you see, influencers, those are massive black-faced children. So don't get confused with trying to be like them and be successful like them. But either way it go, this world is about to close out. It's about to be burnt down, about to collapse. So that's why we said we're going this way. We got to get out of here because it's about to burn up and collapse. And we don't want you to get caught up in the midst of the collapse, you see. So, and we want you to be prepared so you don't so you don't suffer and die from a heart attack, you see. So we're here to save our people, to enlighten our people about the time that we're heading in, which is an intense time, even worse than our own experience, which is the Holocaust. Man, and that was terrible. Somebody knocking your teeth out, shoving shit down your throat, hanging you, burning you alive, cutting your baby open, splitting your baby up, throwing your babies to gators, cutting your head off, ripping, sewing your mouth to other slaves' asses, and defecating in your mouth until death. You see, ripping your guts open, boiling you alive, cooking you, frying you up. You understand what I'm saying? Dismantling you, completely dehumanizing you past imaginable, brothers and sisters. Total misery and oppression, and it's going to be worse than anything that you see going on over there, anything that has ever happened. It said this is a time that it's unprecedented trouble. It's unprecedented times. It's never been a time like this, and never will there be. This is going to be so intense, and it's not for you, brothers and sisters. That's why I say it tells you to come out of her, so you could get out of here. Get out of here, my people, so that you won't, so you will not share in America's sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. She about to get hit. For America's sins are piled up to the heaven, where you see it. They got the hand in every nation around the world, in every region, and now it's piled up there. They do consequence everywhere. It said, and God has remembered her crimes, meaning you can't get away with consequence. It's due to you. You're getting it. Give back to her. Give back to America as much as she has given. Pay her back double. You get a double scoop for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup, meaning it's her fault. It was at her hand, her risk. She was told certain things and it didn't listen. You exceeded your limits. Now it's time to pay up. Give her as much torment and grief as the glory and the luxury she gave herself. You see? In her heart she boasts, I sit enthroned as queen. I am not a widow. I would never mourn. Okay, we'll see. It says, therefore, in one day, which is equal to a year, her plagues will overtake her: death, mourning, famine. We just talked about no food. That's famine. We talk about death. We're talking that's talking about a situation where America's gonna be nuked. Boom! When China come, right after they blow through Britain, is when they get kicked out of the Middle East, and Britain goes straight to war with China, and all the food and fuel that they need gonna go straight to Britain, and Britain gonna get blown through, and then they come in here to make them miserable like they did us, to torment and torture and rip them up and turn them into slaves, and then nuke this joint, right? And that's the death, and that's that's death, and then mourning. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do all the things to them, like I explained. Then their death, that's mourning. So it said that she will be consumed. America will be consumed by fire. Meaning it's going to be torched. You see, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her, which he claimed. Remember, he said God has remembered her crimes. So he's the one judging her. It said after 40 years, they'll be judged. The ones who we served and the ones that afflicted us will be judged. Talking about the devils in America was going to shit. So it said what was done to us will be done to them, but worse, because it'll be compressed into 1 year. So this situation is not for you, brothers and sisters. You don't need to suffer this. You need to invest in yourself, invest in your vision, invest in your well-being, invest in your discipline. Discipline equals power. Discipline time energy equals power, and you need that to go along with your mind. So everything is all the fire that we're going through is a purification. It's going to get the impurities off. It's going to get you prepared to be purified for the return of going home, because you can't go home with the devil's mind. You got to go home with your upgraded superior mind, the God mind, the unsealed scripture, the unsealed Bible, the Injil. You got to have the spirit of Injil. You got to have the discipline. You got to do all these things that's required to escape this gravitational vortex from sucking you in and taking you out with them, because they're going out. And they say they reach out from their graves to take you with them, because they became envious of you. When the envious became envious, he seen you going off to go make paradise and to get out of the situation that he put you. Think about it. They've had life been good for them, and they still beat and murdered and raped and killed and did all these things to you, put you in jail, killed your babies. They do all these things to you, and they're living great. And they still doing all these things to you. So imagine what they're going to do to you when their lives are at stake. And now they're about to go off into have hell, and their paradise is eliminated. And now they're going to find out that you're going to go make paradise and go be great. They can't allow that to happen. They're going to go nuts. They're going to go insane. They're going to attack us, brothers and sisters. That's why I say flee. And so during this time, flee. It's telling us to get the hell out of here. We have to move, because when the American get kicked out, that's close to the destruction of false Israel. That's that configuration where it's set up where false Israel is about to be destroyed. So that means you gotta flee. flee, 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 because they come to attack you on top of all this other stuff I'm explaining to you. So you don't want to be a part of America or their body because it means you'll suffer the same consequence. So you want to avoid that, get out of that situation, and move this way, go that way. Don't go the wrong direction. Don't invest in the American dream that's going to be torched and burnt up and collapsed because everything that you invest in yourself will be collapsed in the midst of it. No, you want to get your vision. You want to get you know where you're going. You know, get your power, get your windshield, get your steering wheel. You want to go the right way. You want to get out of here. You want to be prepared to leave America. It said Exodus. We're living out Exodus, which means to exit. It said we'll leave from here. It said you'll be a fool to stay here in the land of imprisonment. On top of that, it said people be starving to death here, but death never comes. No food. You understand? It says the day of the Lord will bring darkness, not light. In that day, you will be like a man who runs from a lion only to meet a bear. Escaping from the bear, he leans his hand against a wall in his house and he's bitten by a snake. Say, yes, the day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless without a ray of joy or a hope. You see? So during this time, you don't want to be here because it's not going to be a great time for individuals that was collaborating and helping America because America's in judgment. You see? And if you're a part of their body, then you'll suffer the same consequence. And they're going to be here starving to death. They're going to be here looking for food after they didn't try to put you on the dinner table and whoever they can manipulate into believing that you're their friend. They're going to haul you up, cut you open, put you on the table. And after all that, then they'll be going off to eat other people. They'll be going off to eat their children. You see? Right, because that's what it explains. They eat their own children. For to eat their pets. But it explains in the scripture that a woman would give birth in silence to eat her child in the afterbirth. And she had to give birth in silence so nobody can hear her, so she can eat the food as well. So she can eat the baby in the afterbirth, and that way she don't get ate. And when the baby's coming out, she got to kill the baby because the baby going to yell. The baby's going to whine. So during this time, it's going to be intense. And he said the most tenderhearted man won't have compassion for his wife and children. The most sweetest, biggest guy who wouldn't hurt a fly is going to snap your damn neck. He's going to snap his own children's neck, his own wife's neck, and eat his own children. You see? So after they do all these things, right, they'll eventually eat their pets, right? So not to mention, they'll already be eating disabled, mentally impaired people. They'll be eating the elderly, the ill, the hospitalized people, retirement home situations. And they'll be eating up all the insects, rodents. You see, they'll be eating up all the insects, rodents, babies, like I explained. They'll be eating up the babies. And basically people who are suffering. And then they'll be eating cow shit, rats, roaches, cats, anything crawling, anything they get their hands on. You see, there's going to be an intense time. And then they're going to get to the point where they don't have anything, and they're going to be eating piss and shit. Literally, and their bodies will be so healthy that they'll heal. You see, they're gonna be so healthy that they wish for death, but it never comes. They just keep healing. And on top of that, they have an urge and a sex drive of rabbits that will never end while eating one another and all these things that's going on, right? Nothing to eat, all these things, and they got to eat you. You see? So, brothers and sisters, you don't want to be involved in all this chaos that's about to take place here in America. It's not set up for you. It's not for you. Their job was to destroy you. Our job is to save you, tell you what's going on, give you the ability to see what's happening before it happened, show you what's going on and the evidence of what's going on, telling you the key players and who's going to win the war, and give you the 411 on that so you can have the faith. You have more faith in what we're sharing, so you'll be more reluctant, or you'd be more willing to hear what we're saying and take heed and make a better decision with better information. When you get the information, now you got better information. Now you can make better decisions to save your life and your family's life. And that's what it's about, brothers and sisters. Pulling you out of here, saving your life. So that's what we're going to do, brothers and sisters. That's the focus, for you to stay tuned, stay focused, stay aware, stay conscious of what's taking place around you, because everything that's happening is centered around you, brothers and sisters, because the world don't want you to find out who you are, because that means that they're in trouble if they do judgment. It said, curse those who curse God's people, and you're God's people, you see? And they put false Israel in place to counter your claim as being God's true being God's chosen people, from being the true seed of Abraham, because they were cursing God's people. America was cursing God's people. So they started blessing false Israel so they can so-called be blessed and justify your cursing. You see, but we're about to find out in a minute when we rise up who we are in their due judgment, and we're the personification of that judgment. Meaning, we're going to do it. It said, "Do unto them as was done to you." So they impose their mind on you, and you're going to get your mind back, and you're going to impose it on them. And we're not going to be playing around with them. We're here to avenge our nation. Wrath, vengeance, payback. It said all things will fail for them. You see, it said that they feared that we multiply and we become an army, become one great army, and they was afraid that we are partnering with their enemies and attack them. So they've been trying to kill us and get rid of the evidence and escape judgment. But there's no escape. You can't escape from judgment, brothers and sisters. What's due to you is due to you. So if you try to change the form, if you try to change the situation of the consequence, it'll come in another form. So they can do whatever they want, but Allah is the best of planners. Meaning they're gonna get in trouble. All they're doing is making things worse. It said they kill a gnat, but they swallow a camel. Meaning all they do is making their situation worse. Instead of repenting and amending, make things better, turn from their ways, release us, let us go. Like it said, let my people go. You see, but they wouldn't let us go because we're their wealth. So we the people with their ideas. They get all the ideas from us. They turn everything back into total shit. So they're not going to let us go. They're going to tell us who we are. They're going to tell them what they did to us. They're going to release us back to where we get us transportation to go back home. They're not going to do it. So they're going to get hit with them plagues. They about to go down, brothers and sisters. America is not a place you want to be investing in. You want to invest in your vision. Invest in yourself, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, we'll get a little more footage.
Trump is talking about negotiations, but he's holding a big stick behind his back. The Pentagon is considering sending 10,000 ground troops to the Middle East and is examining scenarios for a broad ground operation. Iran is rejecting the American proposal and continues firing towards Israel and the region. In response, the Revolutionary Guards received a night of bombardment from the Israeli Air Force inside Iran. Throughout the night, the IDF struck ballistic missile production sites and air defense systems across Iran. A warning notice from American intelligence. They are concerned that Iran is trying to develop a tactical nuclear weapon using the uranium in its possession. Iran has responded to Trump's proposal and is demanding compensation and control over Hormuz. In addition, what remains of the Iranian Navy is threatening ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Senior Revolutionary Guard officials on the ground are trembling with fear. According to testimonies, they removed the license plates from their vehicles in the heart of Tehran. Iran claims that aircraft dropped disguised explosive devices in the outskirts of Shiraz. And of course, we'll answer the question everyone is asking. Why did President Trump extend the ultimatum for Iran? Oh, we must not forget the terrorists in the flip-flops are joining the war. The Houthis have declared that they are entering the fighting. I'm Mati Shoshani, and with me is Yael Pinto, who's going to try and join later, and we at Boots on the Ground bring you the full truth about what is happening here in Israel. What's heating up in the Middle East? This, guys, is day 28 of Operation Roaring Lion, or by its American name, Epic Fury. The IDF is preparing the ground for a dramatic confrontation in Iran. After a day in which Israel suffered fatalities, casualties, and nonstop fire from Iran and Lebanon, the IDF is identifying escalation on behalf of Hezbollah and preparing for the next phase.
Watch how this tiny thing removes all mold from my musty basement in just 48
Facing Tehran. The Israeli Air Force delivered a devastating blow to the Iranian missile launch array. The Israeli Air Force announced that following the many launches towards Israel, Iranian launch points were exposed and the launch sites were destroyed. In addition, the IDF completed a broad wave of strikes against dozens of targets belonging to the Iranian regime in the heart of the capital. As part of the operation, ballistic missile production sites were destroyed, and soldiers from the missile array who were planning launches at Israel were eliminated. Trump has once again extended the ultimatum to Iran by 10 days and announced that the destruction of the energy facilities has been postponed. It appears that Trump is setting a choice between diplomacy and the use of military force. The extension of the ultimatum to Iran seems to reveal Trump's strategy, and it is very simple: negotiations under fire alongside preparations for regional escalation. Just a week ago, the President of the United States threatened to destroy the Islamic Republic's power stations within 48 hours if it did not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But after pushing the deadline to the end of this coming weekend to allow negotiations, he announced yet another extension, saying it was at Tehran's request. They asked for 7, I gave 10. The talks are progressing. Iran, of course, denies it all. The US president said that the talks are ongoing and progressing very well, and therefore he decided to postpone his ultimatum to strike Iran's energy infrastructure at least until April the 6th. Wall Street, and with all the talk about the ceasefire, why is the United States preparing to send another 10,000 troops to the region? Write in the comment section and let me know what you think. Will we soon talk it contrary to Trump's statements? Iran says it did not request a halt to the strikes against the energy facilities. Tehran delivered its response to the 15-point American proposal through mediators, demanding a full halt to the fighting, compensation for war damages, and an end to the confrontation in Lebanon as well, and recognition of its right to control the Strait of Hormuz. The Revolutionary Guard's Navy announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, while at the same time, 3 container ships from different countries turned back after seeing and being warned. Iran is demanding millions of dollars from ships in order to approve safe passage through the strait. The hardline positions that Tehran is presenting outwardly are aimed not only at the Americans, but also inwardly at Iran itself. And right now, a war is underway inside the Revolutionary Guards over the new leadership under Mujtaba Khamenei, the new supreme leader. The condition of the supreme leader is still not clear, but the assessment is that the major decisions are being made by people in his inner circle. There is also new information regarding the many rumors being published in connection with Iran's new leader, Mujtaba Khamenei. Now, the rumor regarding Khamenei's sexual orientation has been clarified by none other than Trump itself. We'll soon bring you all the details. The Gulf states have already been dealing for a month with Iranian attacks and fear the strengthening of Tehran. The United Arab Emirates is pushing for the establishment of a broad international naval force on the day after, in order to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, while NATO countries still refuse to act in the area. A senior Emirati official said, Iran is holding Hormuz hostage. We're all paying ransom. In the Gulf, they fear an agreement that would leave the Ayatollah regime even stronger. The United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia currently support escalation in the war if Tehran does not accept significant restrictions on its missile, drone, and nuclear program. The Houthis are threatening the Red Sea and are announcing their entry into the war. The Houthi terrorist organization in Yemen has announced that it is ready to stand by Iran in the war against the United States and Israel. And right now, their main threat is the blocking of the Bab el-Mandab Strait, an extremely important global trade route. I'm Mati Shoshani. Yael Pinto is expected to join us soon, and we are boots on the ground, where we bring you the full truth about what is happening in Israel. This is day 28 of the war against the Revolutionary Guards in Iran, the head of the axis of evil in the Middle East. And just a second before we begin, I want to call on you to keep spreading the truth. Share our content with as many people as possible. Click the subscribe button. And most importantly, do not forget to look for me, Mati Shoshani, and Yael Pinto on social media so you can get our perspective on what it is to live in Israel under war. So I want to pause for a second and talk about the assassination that has taken place. These are several in a long wave of assassinations. The headline that came out today is that the new leader of the IRGC has also been removed by an airstrike. And I need to tell you something. At this point, we have to ask ourselves the question, or two questions. One, are these assassinations effective in actually stopping the Iranian war machine? And do they matter? And I'll answer from the end. First of all, they do matter. Israel, together with the United States, has eliminated the top layer. And by layer, I mean what numbers 1, 2, 3, and sometimes even further down the chain of command in all organizations running business in Iran. We're talking IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard Corps. We're talking about the Ayatollah regime, the religious clerics that run the country. We're talking about the people behind the nuclear and military programs, the scientists, the managers, the project managers, etc. We're talking about the people at the head of the ballistic missile program in Iran itself, a very substantial list of people that have all been eliminated by Israel and the United States. And this continues because it is very, very, very substantial to understand the reality on the ground in Iran. And I want to say one more thing. We've seen in this war the heads of the snake, the head of Hamas eliminated, the head of Hezbollah eliminated, the supreme leader of Iran eliminated, people who were believed to be untouchable in the eyes of an international community, and all of them have been removed one after the other. And this matters because these are the machines, the mechanics of the war machine that is Iran, and they need to be removed from this world. So, guys, let's get back to the news. Before we continue to do that, I want to ask you to keep spreading the truth, to share our content with as many people as possible, to click the subscribe.
No, they can't get away with that. Now, y'all need to be removed. Y'all need to be dealt with, which is what's going to happen. What y'all did was add more fuel to the fire. No, y'all the ones that's going to be eliminated, going to be kicked out, going to be defeated. You see, y'all the ones that need to be taken away from, taken out of existence, and where will be a better place. See, that's that propaganda, man. You see, but we already know the outcome of what's going to take place. Y'all talking tough. They said y'all hear what y'all saying y'all do. You're talking tough. You're acting like like you're going to win, like you got this in the bag. But Iran is with God. I mean, God is with Iran. So we already know who's going to be the one that's victorious. So y'all can say and do whatever you want, but you see it backfire. Everything backfire. They'll get it in a minute.
Subscribe button and to look for me, Mati Shoshani, and Yair Pinto on social media. Now I have something special for you. If you love TBN Israel and want to be part of what God is doing here in the land, we want to invite you to visit our official online store. Just go to shop.tbnisrael.com, and there you can find TBN Israel merchandise that helps you stay connected to what's happening here and be part of sharing the message coming out of Israel. I think you can actually see that on your screen. Right now, we also have reporting, teaching, and sharing what's happening on Israel.com. Again,
the person who invented this multifunctional weeder deserves a promotion and a raise. With it, you never have to pull weeds.
Destroying production sites, launch sites, air defense systems, and observation posts. While at the same time, Iran continues firing towards Israel and keeping the Strait of Hormuz under threat. The big question on day 28 of the Roaring Lion War, or Epic Fury, is whether we are moving closer to an agreement or, on the contrary, entering an even more dangerous stage, in which everyone is talking about negotiations, but preparing.
No such thing as negotiations. It's over with. Y'all moving into a more dangerous situation. You see, but you're gonna find out in a minute. So keep playing around. Iran is not going to make any peace agreements with y'all. That's just talk. That's just to make people be calm people down, keep the nerves under control, keep them level-headed, keep them feeling good, keep them thinking that America is great and our Israel is fantastic. And yeah, we're the ones. You see, but that's y'all see. Y'all gonna see, brothers and sisters, when they lose this war, all that talk of peace. There won't be no peace. That's it. Ain't no agreements. It's destruction. Destruction of false Israel. The defeat of House of Saud, American Britain, kicked out of the Middle East, and going through an economic collapse. That's where you're headed. You see, I mean, torture, extreme, uh, right, extreme conditions like no other.
Preparing for a wide blow. Because right now, that is exactly the situation. The White House is talking about talks. Trump is extending the ultimatum. His envoys are signaling that there is progress. But behind that language stands a very big stick. The Pentagon is considering sending up to 10,000 additional troops to the Middle East. And in Washington, they continue to examine scenarios for ground action, expanded naval presence, securing the Strait of Hormuz, and even deeper moves if Iran does not accept the end conditions. In simple words, the American strategy right now looks like negotiations under fire with diplomatic hourglass in one hand and a heavy hammer in the other. But before Washington, let's begin with a truly active front in this morning. Throughout the night, the Air Force struck across Tehran and western Iran. In the capital itself, infrastructure used by the regime to produce weapons were attacked, with particular focus on ballistic missile production sites. At the same time, in western Iran, launchers and missile storage sites considered a direct threat to Israel were attacked. Within this wave of strikes, the IDF also struck a military building in Tehran where soldiers from the ballistic missile array were identified, and according to the assessment, they were preparing an immediate launch towards Israel. A short time after the identification, the building was struck and the soldiers were eliminated. Here it is important to understand the order of operations. This is not just the striking of a strategic target, not just another round of deep bombardment. This is already a stage in which the Air Force is combining strikes on the production industries with strikes on the launch chain itself. First of all, they hit the factory, then the training compound, then the warehouse, then the launcher, and if necessary, also the team moving into positions to operate it. In other words, Israel is not only trying to reduce the number of missiles being launched today, but to break the Iranian ability to return and rebuild a rate of fire tomorrow, next week, and the following month as well. And in Tehran, dozens of targets were attacked last night. Among the targets, a base used for training soldiers and storing missile systems intended to strike aircraft, a site for the production and development of key components for the ballistic missiles, a site for the production of batteries for weapon systems, and a production site of the Revolutionary Guards. In addition, air defense systems and observation posts were attacked. These are not random targets. These are the point that holds the Iranian launch, defense, and recovery system together. The moment the entire network is hit, at the same time, the meaning is not only a large explosion on the ground, but damage to the pace of decision making, the time needed for preparation, the launch capability, and the ability to recover. Now, these strikes did not come out of nowhere. They came after a very difficult day for Israel. Unceasing fire from Iran, heavy fire from Lebanon, dead, wounded, hits in Nahariya, the Krayot, Tel Aviv, Kfar Qasem, Ganei Tikva, and additional areas. This is exactly the point at which the IDF is trying to change the picture of the battle, not to remain in a situation of responding after a strike, but to create a situation in which every launch exposes another link, and another link comes under attack. According to the understanding of the IDF, the repeated launches themselves expose the launch points, the operating patterns, and the places where Iran still holds effective fire capability. Now, on the other side, there's also learning. There are indications that Iran has shifted to launching from deeper areas inside its territory, using longer-range missiles. After the beginning of the war, missile bases and truck launchers along the Gulf Coast and in the west of the country were badly hit. In other words, the missiles are still flying, but the method of operation is slowly changing. Instead of relying only on bases that are closer and more exposed, Tehran is moving part of the effort deeper into the country. This makes quick identification harder, lengthens the operational chain, but also allows it to survive under prolonged bombardment. That explains why, despite the sequence of strikes, Iran is not stopping its fire. It is launching fewer than before, about 10 to 12 missiles a day, but it is directing them more sharply towards less protected targets. And in the Israeli system, they are already identifying a clear tactical change. Fewer attacks on the Gulf states, more direct pressure on Israel, more consecutive waves on the same area, sometimes two areas at the same time, sometimes another launch minutes after the first one, with one single goal: to challenge the defense systems, find gaps, wear down daily life, and force the home front to remain under tension. Hezbollah has also moved up a stage. In recent days, a record volume of fire has been registered, hundreds of sirens in one day, about 500 launches in a single 24-hour period, with a large part of the fire directed at the maneuvering forces in southern Lebanon, but another significant part sent into Israeli territory as well. In the northern cities, heavy barrages were recorded once more, again and again. Nahariya, Acre, the Krayot, Carmiel, Sfat, Kiryat Shmona, for the third time, listen to this, for the third time since the start of the war, rockets were also fired towards central Israel. And in Israel, they understand that this fire is no longer intended only to hurt, but also to send a message that Hezbollah refuses to remain alone in the campaign. Senior officers are saying it plainly. The organization is under pressure, fears a deeper ground move, and is operating in a pattern not seen before. Against this background, the 162nd Division has already entered the maneuver and taken control of a sector inside Lebanon, in the western area. The approved plan is advancing in stages. The line of communities, then the second and third village lines, then the Litani line, and later the wider Lebanese space. The goal is not only a tactical pushing back of the threat, the goal is disarmament, separation, and clearing the layers of fire from which Hezbollah is shooting at Israel and at the forces. In the IDF, this is being treated as part of the preparation for the ground for the next stage, not only in Lebanon, but also facing Iran. And this is where the elimination of Ali Reza Tangsiri and its broader significance comes in. The killing of the commander of the Revolutionary Guards Navy and his intelligence officer is not only settling accounts with the man who led the closure of Hormuz, it's also a preliminary move to soften the naval arena before a possible American move to force open the strait. In other words, if Washington decides to move from a track of diplomacy to a track of forcefully opening the sea lanes, Israel is already acting in advance to break the Iranian components of control, threat, and intelligence in the maritime arena. And that brings us to the question now hanging over the entire Middle East. Why did Trump extend the ultimatum again? After all, just a week ago, he threatened to destroy Iran's power stations within 48 hours if it did not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Then he delayed the deadline. Now he has extended it again by 10 days until April 6th at 8 in the evening Eastern Time. Trump says the Iranians asked for more time. And according to him, they asked for
Bullshit. He asked for more time because they didn't respond in the manner that he was looking for. They're not going to give you what you want. And his fake news, his propaganda, everything that y'all say. I'm see it's good that y'all see this, brothers and sisters, because they're blowing hot air. It's a bunch of bull. It's a bunch of bull crap. It's shit. They're just filling you up with shit. You see, and they're telling you what you making themselves sound good. That's part of the tactic to make you feel like things are going good. Like I said, to keep you relaxed, keep you cool, keep it seem like they have things under control. They're strong. Things are going well, and we're giving them chances. Well, why is it delayed? Because they don't want to make this agreement with you. There's no agreements that's going to be made. See, I had to go through with another plan. So this propaganda is not working. It said everything would fail. All things would fail. You hear what you're saying you do. Yeah, you're killing people. You're killing important people, family members, loved ones, such and such. You're causing more destruction, and you think that you're about to get peace from this. No one's going to draw up any peace with you. If anything, you're furthering your destruction. You're increasing your destruction. The possibility of your destruction, which we know is imminent, is going to happen. False Israel is going to be destroyed. That's scripture. You see, they're going to be destroyed. That's what's going to happen. It's not about them. This is a possibility that this could act, this and that. No. They're going to be destroyed. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by army, know that their destruction is near. And that's setting up that configuration as we speak. As soon as American Britain get kicked out and they lose that power, the House side get defeated, and American and them lose their positions in the Middle East, and they're isolated, man, that's game time. You see? And that's why I say pay attention, brothers and sisters. When that time happens, they're gonna try to come and attack us. That's why I say invest in your vision. Invest in yourself. Don't let them catch you up in the American dream, because it's all just trinkets and short-term rewards that don't mean nothing. They're about to be melted along with this reality. It's going down the drain. This place is about to go up in flames. And you don't want to be a part of it because you have something better. God has something better in the making. I mean, God has something in store for you that's much better than this. It said, don't take any of their trinkets, any of their rewards, any of their reparations. Don't take anything from them, because God honors contracts. So if you sell out your inheritance for this, then he'll honor it. I mean, you'll be due the same consequence as the devils, and that's what you'll receive. You see? Don't take any plea deals. Don't do that. Don't do nothing of that nature. Keep your inheritance. Keep your vision. Once you receive it, keep it. And spread it with the other brothers and sisters so they can get their reward. The point is, we're getting the hell out of here. We're not sitting up in here about to be trying to be friends with devils and people who raped and murdered your ancestors. No, that's not what we're doing. We're getting the hell out of here. We don't want anything to do with their demon children who's trying to take over America. We don't want America. We don't want the demons. Their own fathers don't want them. And they're in for a rude awakening. They're about to be attacked by their own fathers. You see? Say don't hesitate when the time happens. And that's why we don't want our people to be messing around with them demons, because them demons are going to hesitate. It says you lose your life. You see? So our people need to be able to get this good information so they can make the best decision for the time of intense darkness, which we're headed, rushing right into it, brothers and sisters. But it's nothing to be too wary about, brothers and sisters. We're going to give you everything that you need to be successful. We're going to get you the food you need during this economic collapse. When there's no food, we're going to have food, right? And we're going to have protection. We're going to be the brothers. We're going to make sure we protect the sisters and the children. We got this, brothers and sisters. And we're going to be getting manna, which is food from heaven, from the God. We're going to be executing our discipline. We're going to, can nobody come against you? Say no hair on your head to be harmed. Say no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Man, brothers and sisters, this is about to be a wild one, a wild action ride, action movie, horror film that you're going to survive. You're going to see it up front. You're going to test that mathematics up front. You're going to know exactly who you are. And you're going to leave out of here with being restored, and you're going to leave transformed, purified, ready to go home, ready to avenge. You'll be ready to restore the honor and love in the black woman's name, put her back in the temple, put a pedestal where she belonged, never to be touched and harmed ever again, and let everybody know not to fuck around with her. You know what I mean? So we got work to do, brothers, sisters. We got you. We're gonna take care of this. You see, we're not leaving out of here till we take care of business. You see? So yeah, we ready to go. You see, this is the tribulations is a test, makeup test, brothers and sisters. We getting the hell out of here. We're not staying here in the land of our imprisonment. We're not staying here in this tainted land where it's going to be nuked. And on top of that, even if it wasn't, there's no topsoil. That's why they outsource to get things of that nature, organic matter to grow their food and all these things. They get most of their resources from other countries, and they about to be cut. So you don't invest in here. On top of it, going up in flames. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, stay cautious, stay alert, stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Thank you for listening to me, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.